Thank you very much for that. I just wanted to make some final points to draw the 2 days together, and then Francesco will formally close the conference. I think we have achieved one of the main aims of the conference, and that is we have succeeded in sharing and learning at this conference, which is our primary objective. And in terms of learning, there were a number of comments that were made to me over the last couple of days that there was a lot of information, and absolutely true. But I just want to add that this information is really flows out of the work that is being done. So this is not something that is abstract. It really does reflect the work that has been done on the ground in the ADB portfolio as the core of the conference discussion, and also the work done by our partners and prospective partners. So that's why there is so much information that we have had to deal with and digest. And the purpose of the conference, apart from sharing and learning, was to really draw together all these experiences, to really bring it together, which is why we put so much of it in, and assess it and start the process of assessing it. So we have brought the experiences together, primarily based on the ADB portfolio. We have started the process of assessing it, but obviously what is the way forward is a big question that people have asked, and we're not going to solve it here today, but we do need to think about this. In terms of learning, I think everyone here has learned something coming out of this conference, without a doubt. I think the the gender specialists who thought we knew everything about gender have learned something new coming from the perspective of the energy sector or the energy specialist who's trying to grapple with these problems and questions. And I think that obviously also applies to the energy sector specialists and others here. And that certainly is also a very important indicator, I think, of the achievements of the conference. In terms of where to next, and these are just just flagging a few things and suggestions and so on. We have already identified some flagship projects in terms of the ADB portfolio. Tanahu hydropower, we want to make this a flagship project. Clearly, we want to make Rajasthan solar park a flagship project. We can see the potential in it. We had the whole team up here, which is frankly a solid reflection of the commitment of the team to this, to make this when we say flagship, we mean a quality project, an effective quality project. And I think this is also has been earmarked by us, and we want to mark that again at this conference. And Len informs me that he's just coming out of this conference a lot of ideas that he'd like to try out and look at piloting whatever in this project. And PropShot has been on the case and is on the case, and we will make this a quality project. All right. Now, we do want to go in deeper into the portfolio. We are committed to going in deeper. We have the support of the energy sector to do this, and that support of our energy sector has been demonstrated at this conference, has been clearly demonstrated at this conference by their presence here, including the Sri Lankan delegation energy specialists, who will probably not make it back in time for the Sri Lankan New Year auspicious time, which has changed. So clearly, there is a commitment from our energy sector colleagues, and we thank them for that, and that gives us tremendous confidence. In terms of our gender colleagues and specialists, there is an experience that has been built up through this portfolio, a greater level of experience, a greater confidence in unflinchingly delving into this portfolio. All right, so we want to go in deeper. We have earmarked certain areas. We want to go deeper into the policy area. We've made a good start with some of the studies that we have done and the discussions that came up. Priyantha wanted me to earmark this before he left. He's had to leave around lunch. The skills development, there are so many modalities that we can draw from. We have done some of our own work in this, but a number of other examples. Grameen Shakti, Seva, so many examples here. We want to draw on that, we want to build on it. Technology, we do want to go into that deeper. We are committed to integrated solutions here. And it's inevitable. It's not a ideological viewpoint. It's inevitable. From the remoteness of Rajasthan, Len informs me there are possibly 80 mini-grids that we could rehabilitate linked to solar. So we could have an integrated system of solar parks and little mini-grids. Very interesting technology in combination in terms of what we can do for better community benefits, to Maldives, where distributed solutions are the only way to go. So we do want to get deeper into the technology of it. Now, in terms of the financial modalities, financial mechanism and business modalities, we combined this session together, but in some ways there are two separate discussions as well. We need to try and get our heads around that a little bit more. There are so many instruments, government-driven, non-government-driven, NGO-driven, private sector-driven, business models, so many business models and so on. We need to get our heads around this and identify some important strategies in this area that we could also integrate. And the partnerships. This conference has also been about partnerships. I know there has been a lot of networking that has taken place at this conference. A lot of people and organizations have spoken to other people and organizations. A lot of networking has happened. We want to be open about our partnerships, drawing from wherever we can that would help us move on our basic inclusive development goals. Now, I have also been told that other regions want to try this out. I've been told that CWRD is interested. I've been told that the Southeast Asia division might be interested, and so on. So, you know, there's a lot that we have achieved. There is some clarity about where we want to, some of the areas that we want to focus on going forward. We do want to continue to build our partnerships. And, you know, this is something that Francesco has emphasized in this whole experience and experimental phenomena that we have come through. And, you know, he'd say, Rehana, pick up the phone. You can talk to them. Pick up the phone. Or he'd say, that person's there. They just arrived. They're in their office. Knock on the door. So, you know, this whole emphasis of partnership is also something that I guess I want to finish on. We can't do it alone. We do need partners. We can learn from each other, and I think that's also an important way in which we want to proceed. So with those, drawing some of the insights of the conference together, I'll call on Francesco to conclude and close the conference.